responsibility away from the person who really did it and confessed to it. They taking that power, or they giving him power, emboldening him, eluding what he did to talk about this. Clip from this guy named Nick Fuentes. If you don't know him, good on you, because he's an idiot. He is a narcissistic idiot. Don't let this fool trick your young people, because now that Charlie's gone, he's trying to position himself to get the mind of the youth to be stupid like him.
Well, since the death of Charlie Kirk, a lot of these people from Turning Point have been scrambling. They've been scrambling and vying for position to see who's going to get some of Charlie Kirk's following. Everybody's voicing their opinion. They getting in on the Charlie Kirk sweepstakes, right? They acting like they care about Charlie Kirk. They come and they speak in the name of Jesus Christ. You see Candace Owens. She's grifting like a mother. Like, she's everywhere, super grifting, right? But then you have Brandon Tatum. Brandon Tatum, we know that he was with Charlie Kirk since 2018 at the start of Turning Point USA, and he says that they were great friends, right? And he's coming at everybody. But there's one person that don't care about none of that. That was Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes was an adversary to Charlie Kirk, and he would come at Charlie Kirk. They both was spreading racism, but he would say one thing about Nick Fuentes, he would tell you to your face how he felt about you, right? So now with Charlie Kirk being unalive, Brandon Tatum, he feels as though he want to fill a void and see where he can fit in as a black person, right? So he has his aim set on different people that he's going after. The first person is Nick Fuentes.
Question and answer, one more ask me anything, without being protested, without being shouted down, without being interrogated about this. This guy goes around from campus to campus in the most artificial and phony and fake way, talking about, oh, God made me very blessed that I control $500 million. Oh, I'm so blessed. I'm so rich and I'm so blessed. And oh, God's been so good to me. I'm such a Christian. Oh, the Lord gave me the Sabbath. I take Saturday off. You sit there and call yourself a Christian and then you make excuses for the genocide of 2 million people? Seriously? You stand there and purport to be an evangelist like Billy Graham? Oh, you're the latest Billy Graham? You're our generation's America's pastor? Why? Because you said the right words? Because you said, God bless, God bless. God bless, my friend. Oh, I rebuke the devil in the name of Jesus. And then you go around from campus to campus making excuses for a famine?
And this was this little wussy with a P said about Charlie, and then now he want to say, oh, we agreed that he was a Christian. You just said he wasn't a Christian. You said he could never call himself a Christian again. These people so fake to me. That'd be like, won't you debate Nick Fuentes? Because this is what kind of person he is. That's why Charlie didn't waste his time debating that nut job, because he ain't a real person. Y'all got to listen to these people, man. People listen to one clip and be like, yeah, he right. Yeah, he may be right about this. Listen to the full context of his content. I can't stand that little weenie, man. He better never talk to me. Don't even talk to me, bro. Don't talk to me. Don't even talk to me.
I hate that shirt.
Huh?
So he goes in on Nick Fuentes, and I'm not a fan of Nick Fuentes at all. And I get it. Nick Fuentes and his friend Charlie Kirk wasn't allies. They was enemies. They was adversaries, right? He didn't like Charlie Kirk at all. So, and Charlie Kirk made fun of him having a W wife. The Groypers would make fun and call his wife names and all kinds of stuff. But this next call out he's getting in the grease, and it's getting real interesting. And to me, it sounds like he's trying to get a check from that protected class.
And this is why I don't fool with him no more. I don't want nothing to do. I've lost faith in Tucker Carlson. I never really liked him a lot. I didn't like how he talked. Like, he was very condescending and he's just weird. But I respected his gangster because he was keeping it real. On Fox News, he was hitting them over the head. He would do tough interviews with Trump or anybody. And then somehow a tapeworm got in him, and now he just say the craziest stuff on planet Earth.
So Brandon Tatum is vying hard for position like, hey, I'll be your Huckleberry. Come give me a check. Hey, I'll speak on behalf of everything. He said that he never really liked Tucker Carlson, but he respected his gangster because Tucker Carlson was saying all the right things. He was reading that teleprompter and was saying all the things he was supposed to say. But once Charlie Kirk was unalive, and before Charlie Kirk was unalive, he started saying some things that they could call anti-Semitic. But after the death of Charlie Kirk, he was saying this.
Like Bibi Netanyahu, and he said that to me many times, and he said it to people around him many times. He felt that Bibi Netanyahu was a very destructive force. He was appalled by what was happening in Gaza. He was, above all, resentful that he believed Netanyahu was using the United States to prosecute his wars for the benefit of his country, and that it was shameful and embarrassing and bad for the United States, and he resented it. Didn't hate Netanyahu. He wasn't out there with a placard saying that, but he certainly expressed that to me and a lot of other people. And there's no question that Bibi's defenders on the internet will call me a liar or a kook, but that's a fact. And enough text messages exist that I think it can probably be verified in pretty short order. Not that it needs to be, because that is true.
Now, Tatum, he saw this clip and steam start coming out of his ears. He couldn't believe it. His head turned all the way around, right? And he came back. He had to have a comeback. He told those people that he's trying to get a check from, I got this, don't worry about it, right? And he went on the attack. And he came at Tucker Carlson by saying this.
Anti-Semitic person like Tucker Carlson is on stage spewing hatred against Jews and conspiracies. Why would a donor that's Jewish or that is donating to you because you are elevating the Zionist ideas that you have had since you was 16 years old, why would they not have a problem with it? You can believe that they're wrong or right or whatever your opinion is, but you can't deny that. Why would a donor say, I have no problem with you bringing this nut on stage in front of all of these young people and spewing?
And see, to me, I think he took too much of a far leap. He went down into the deep water without a life vest on. Now he's sinking. Now he's drowning. Because he came after Tucker Carlson, and Tucker Carlson is beloved by that side, right? Just think about this. He wasn't invited to the memorial. Brandon Tatum wasn't there. But guess who was there, and guess who was on the speaker's list? Tucker Carlson, the very person he's saying that was coming after the small hats, that was funding Charlie Kirk. He was saying that they don't like him because he's been anti-Semitic since he was 18. But let's look. On the list, you have Erica Kirk, President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance. You have White House Chief of Staff, Secretary Marco Rubio, Secretary Robert Kennedy Jr., Secretary Pete Hegseth, Director Tulsi Gabbard, Donald Trump Jr., Tucker Carlson, Stephen Miller, and even Sergio Gore, right? All of these people was on there. But guess what? Tucker Carlson was on it. That's how I know this guy's an idiot, right? Here's Tucker Carlson speaking.
That'll fix the problem. So it's about 2,000 years ago in Jerusalem, and Jesus shows up and he starts talking about the people in power, and he starts doing the worst thing that you can do, which is telling the truth about people, and they hate it, and they just go bonkers. They hate it, and they become obsessed with making him stop. This guy's got to stop talking. We've got to shut this guy up. And I can just sort of picture the scene in a lamplit room with a bunch of guys sitting around eating hummus, thinking about what do we do about this guy telling the truth about us? We must make him stop talking. And there's always one guy with the bright idea, and I can just hear him say, I've got an idea, why don't we just kill him? That'll shut him up. That'll fix the problem.
So we find out that Tucker Carlson has a better relationship with these people than what Brandon Tatum is alluding to. He's lying for views. But you know the one person he refused to call out who's the biggest hater of those groups? It's Candace Owens. Candace Owens is super grifting right now. She's making crazy, crazy money, right? She's making so much money that she's doing video after video after video, right? She has her first one where it says Charlie Kirk suspected shooting charge. Who ordered the hit on Charlie Kirk? 237, right? She got him, she got him coming out all over the place, right? And she has people piling in, about 150 to 200,000 people every time she goes live. And she's setting out conspiracy theories and all kinds of theories that can't be substantiated, but she's saying this.
Charlie was getting a lot of really nasty text messages, and many of them pertaining to Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. But Tucker Carlson was really the focus when it came to America Fest. How could Charlie allow these debates about Israel to take place? How could he allow Dave Smith, who, by the way, is Jewish, how could how could Charlie allow this other position to meet the stage? Because obviously when people start to hear the debates, what Dave Smith is saying sounds so rational, but it was up to Charlie to not allow those things to happen.
So it's Candace Owens that's kicking up the most dust. She's the one making these type of posts, right? She says Tucker Carlson just exposed everything Charlie was going through with his Jewish donors and what his true feelings were towards Bibi Netanyahu. Watch to comprehend how sinister the lies are the Zionist crowd is trying to tell right now. Now, this is the thing. She's going directly against the Zionists. He's standing up and trying to get a check. But he'll call everybody out, but he won't call out Candace. Everything he says about Candace is very favorably. He's talking like this.
Never in his life say, I want my kids to be white. Charlie never felt that. Charlie never said that. Charlie never discriminated. When we first started Turning Point, he first started Turning Point USA, his best friend was a black woman, Candace. They were like this, bro. Flying on an airplane together, everything. I thought they was in a relationship at one point. I was like, they must be, oh, that's a good couple right there. Look, they going everywhere together. They in a couple. Then when I got to know them, I realized they weren't. But
so the way I look at it, like, you know, when you dealing with these two groups, they'll do anything to sell out. But the thing is, him and Candace is going to end up going through something because they're going to have to choose a side. Candace is putting out texts like this. Sorry, guys, you murdered my friend. You unlocked the NGO, Mataya and me. We're not stopping until we get to the bottom of this thing, right? So she's going hard in the paint, right? Then she comes. All Bibi Netanyahu had to do was not lie on Charlie's name in the aftermath, and we wouldn't be here. But he has never been able to meet that challenge, right? Then she goes on to say, awesome Jews was also at the Hampton summits. Of course, LOL. I'm just sitting here looking at this list, LOL, at them attempting to spin this as a totally casual fling that was not about Israel. Man, she going hard in the paint. Then somebody said, Candace Owens, please shut up forever. Your friend was murdered for Christ's sake, right? Then somebody said, Candace ain't playing around with y'all right now. White and white America's favorite blank went in on her, they call her N-word, went on her show today, laying down evidence of what she feels was behind the death of her beloved zaddy, side piece, Charlie Kirk, right? So they got, listen, and then somebody said, y'all saw this pic from Candace Owens that said it's Charlie Kirk's assassin and Dairy Queen the day after the shooting. Weird when the Dairy Queen Superman campaign only ran from May to July. More grift using Charlie. It's so disturbing. So, but listen, these people have shown that they'll be willing to do anything, right, to get on. They're willing to do anything, willing to say anything. When you look at him, he has a W wife. When you look at her, she has a W husband. They claim to be conservative, but they use all their conservatism to go in on black people in the black community. They have no loyalty towards us at all. Now, the very people that were supporting them, they're going after them. So it's just, and then he's supporting them. She's going after him, but he's calling everybody out but her. It's just a whole bunch of hypocrisy, man. Brandon Tatum he's somebody that he doesn't strike me as being intelligent at all. He's not that intelligent, right? And we saw the video in the past of him going off when he was over on these spaces with some black folks. He went crazy. So I don't respect nothing he say. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about this, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, I love y'all. Till next time. Peace.